Let's talk about drops for a second and why we do so many drills from the kitchen line before we even come back and we're at the baseline, why the focus is drops. In pickleball, if you can get great from up here, you're going to be great from back here. So often we see people rush to play points, they want to go back and do simulated drills with third shot drops, and they're just not improving. Because if you can't dink well, if you can't think about where you're hitting the shots, if the foundational points are not correct, you're never going to drop right. If you're up here trying to roll like you're Ben Johns or reset like you're Colin Johns, and you come back here, the same thing's going to apply. One of the greatest things that I've seen in the last 5 years as the game continues to change and grow, if you look at the game back when Dave Weinbach and Kyle Yates were one in the world to now where the Johns brothers are number one, the game's almost unrecognizable in many ways, from the athleticism to the shot selection to the power, but most importantly to the resets. And when you watch these points, how long they can go because of the pure athleticism in the hands that these players have, it's amazing. But it's amazing because they know what they're hitting and why they're hitting it. And so when you're back and you're working on drops, a drop is not to rush to the net. You can wait after you hit it to see if it's the right shot. In pickleball, it's not how fast you get to the net, it's that you're continuing to move forward to the net. It doesn't matter if I hit a ball from here or I'm all the way up hitting a ball from here. What matters is that my contact point is in front of me. So when we're thinking about drops, one of the most important drills in pickleball outside the kitchen is how do I drop? And again, we know it's the paddle in front of us, we're keeping our posture, our elbows are in front of us. But what I like to do is think about, again, what is the offensive and defensive part of the kitchen and what does that look like? And when I'm dropping, my goal in this drill is to make sure that he can't take any balls out of the air. This is a very cooperative drill. I'm not trying to play with someone in the beginning that's trying to roll. All the person at the net's trying to do is make me accurate. This should be a very boring drill. So if they're hitting the ball here, I'm trying to drop in the defensive part of the kitchen. So it's here, I set, I lift. I'm not trying to roll it right now. You can move your feet from back here, but what I'm trying to do is drop it right in that defensive part. All the way back. Paddle's always in front, posture's here, keep it in front. I'm setting, lifting, moving my feet. My paddle's always in front of us. The big thing when we drop in any shot in pickleball, even when we're dinking, the first thing we do is we set our paddle. If we're up at the kitchen line, we lean, the paddle's in front, and then we move. From the baseline, the same thing applies. If we know it's going to be a forehand, we set our paddle, we move our body, and then we drop. If we're going to drive it, we set our paddle, we move our body, and then we drive. So when we're dinking, what we want to do is be in front of us, drop and go forward. I'm moving, I'm resetting, keeping that posture, always in front. If my opponent can take the ball in the air, I've failed. So if I'm here, I'm looking to move forward, I'm setting. For this drill, I like that we constantly take a step back. We drop it, we take a step back. It's okay to practice shots from back here on our back foot, because how many returns are going to be deep? How many returns are going to be low slices or high spins that are going to force us back? Everybody is great at dropping when we're leaning forward, but how hard is it to drop when we're leaning backwards? So when we're dinking, think about following that ball through, setting, and then stepping back to hit. So one more time, it'll look like this. I'm going to set, I'm going to drop, I'm going to go back. I'm going to move, always keep it in front of me, paddle. Even if it's out, I want to play it because I'm still trying to master my shoulders and my legs moving together to hit a perfect shot. My wrist is always locked and I'm intentional about what I'm doing. I have a specific target. Just like dinking, dropping is never going to work if a successful drop to you is just to put the ball in the kitchen. That's not enough. It's where are you putting it in the kitchen? Can I do it 5 times? Can I do it 10 times? Why am I hitting it there? What do I want to do? And if you're practicing down the line, when it becomes time to hit cross court, you have even more court to work with. So when you're practicing with pickleball or in pickleball, get really good at getting great when you have less room And then when you have more room, it'll be amazing at how quick you can improve.